hell no. Off top, this album was crazy. Now let me get the thoughts out real quick. All right, so for one, on he sampled Joel Santana's Lil Boy Fresh, Jay-Z's It Was All Good just a week ago. But overall, Herb did his thing, man. This shit was fucking fire. He spoke on everything from streets, his upbringing, a little bit of political views in there, on certain situations with race. Just a nigga. That record is a standout. High School, Ride With It, Real One, In a Minute, Smoke, Cap Gun, Spam to Lamb. And I was just overall very impressed with this. You know what I mean? This should have been PTSD in my personal opinion. Friends and Foes was a record he put out first. And I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad. It just, I wasn't as hyped as I was probably expecting something different from the deluxe version. So from Cap Guns, that's crazy. That's a great story right there. And his storytelling has just evolved into something to where it's just like, I don't know how niggas is sitting here fronting on Herb. I was amazed by this. And no sitting here hyping it. It just was a good project. The Dirk record, I was so mad because Dirk just came in on the end of it, you know what I mean, and spoke on the situation with him and Von and that case and everything like that. But I wanted more from Dirk, and I feel like Herb spazzed on the record, but I definitely was like, damn, it seemed like Dirk had more to say. But overall, man, this shit just was insane. Going into In a Minute, you know what I mean? I thought that was a dope record. It just, each song just kept captivating me more and more to be like, damn, what more could this nigga say? Like, he giving you so much pain. He giving you so much honesty, so much vulnerability. You know what I mean? At the same time, the real shit, it just ain't about the money, the glitz, and the glamour. He's explaining to you the things he had to go through to get to where he at now. And you know what I mean? Independently or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, people can't judge him for the lifestyle that he was a part of to get to where he was, and I was like, damn, this story is just incredible from top to bottom. And I was just like, damn, what else is about Herb that motherfuckers didn't know? But he put it all out there, and you have to respect that. I definitely feel like this album is one of the best albums to drop this year. And I'll go ahead and say it, this should be PTSD. The first joint got some joints on it, which is cool, and some great production and great samples, but this just showed me like, okay, bro is woke than a motherfucker, and he want people to understand his circumstances. The Uzi record was cool. It's more like, you can call it a club record, one of them bangers like that, just flexing, money talking shit like that. So that was great, and I was just like, all right, that's not bad, you know what I mean? When you see Uzi and Herb, what did you expect, you know what I mean? So we ain't gonna get one of them type records that he'd have with if it was Meek and Herb or Dirk and Herb, you know what I mean? But on Fognum Grave, I was like, okay, when I seen it, I was like, what is this? And I'm listening to it, I'm like, yo, that's dope. I haven't seen nobody do that. You always see the slang and you hear it in raps and you hear it in interviews, but for him to do a song, I thought that was pretty dope. And you could tell he still loved and miss Cap a lot, you know what I mean? And this, every time I hear him mention his name, you could just you could hear the hurt and the pain, in his verses. I was like, wow, High School, explaining what it was, Ride With It. I thought that was dope. Now, this is when the album started getting too insane. Just like every record is a hit, you know what I mean? And from Ride With It to Trenches, Lil Ride, that's a song where he sampled Lil Boy Fresh. You can hear it if you know. That's Joel Santana's second album. I was like, that's crazy. Just a nigga. I like how he opened up the record and talked about his sister beating up two white boys for calling her a nigga, and spoke on situations from, how the world is basically now, how they perceive us to be. And I was like, damn, that's just nuts. I wasn't expecting that. And the ending of the album, for 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., I was like, oh shit, damn, we only get shit like that from Drake. Do you hear the lyricism? You hear the fucking flow, the production? That's another thing that I was like, this shit is crazy. The sampling that he used. And I was just like, yo, this is just insane. He closed out that album perfectly, in my opinion. It's nothing bad about this whatsoever. I'm not saying I fuck with like every record on here, but at the end of the day, it's more hits than it is misses on this project. And I was just like, this is fucking fire. I wasn't expecting that. I just was expecting like him to just more of the funner records, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, why bro this and make this a double album? Because this definitely could have been a double album. PTSD just off gate should have just been a double album. This solidifies him, in my opinion, of artists that rap that pain shit, that hurt, the struggle, the trenches, you know what I mean? And giving you music to where it's more for them and giving them hope that you can do it, you can get out of this situation just like I did. And I think that's dope. I mean, no offense to Meek. I think Meek is a phenomenal artist, but I don't ever think I put it in a video, but I always was like, you know how at some point in hip hop, certain artists was taking over a certain lane. I still always feel like that, but I still feel the same way that Herb could take Meek place when it comes to that spitting that pain in them trenches and just talking to the streets. To me, that's just my opinion. You can have your own opinion. I'm not discrediting Meek for nothing. He did what he did when he came in the game, but I feel like he's a little bit more removed from certain situations, in my personal opinion, when it comes to that. Meek still can get in there and do his thing, you know what I mean? But I look at that as more, it's not really, I won't call it authentic. It's just you've been through certain shit, but it's like, what more can you say that we haven't heard already? That's just me. But PTSD Deluxe is just fucking crazy. Of all the Deluxe versions, though, I've heard from artists, this has to be one of the ones that's a little bit more prominent. And what's dope about this quarantine shit, it's putting lyricists in the front. These lyricists are dropping bodies of work that's a little bit, I wouldn't even say a little bit, it's easier to listen to than more the mainstream type, pop type, you know what I mean, happy-go-lucky shit that's out there. So when we look back on that, you got to give the props to all these lyricists, from Dirk, you know, Herb, Freddie Gibbs, Conway, Benny the Butcher, Ransom, Graf, you know what I mean, just out here giving us that good music that's going to be solidified down the line. It's like some great bodies of work, you know what I mean, because none of these shits really is bad albums at all. You know, Freddie Gibbs has dropped a bomb on us, and that's crazy. I'll get to that later. But yeah, man, PTSD, y'all have to fuck with it. I did take off 5 records that's, you know, my favorites off the project to go to the playlist, and those records are Cap Guns, Spam to Lamb, Lil Ride, Just a Nigga, and 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. because people always ask, well, what are your favorite records? So those are the 5 that made the playlist, but the entire body of work is just crazy. You know what I mean? It definitely got a lot of replay value, in my personal opinion. And if I was to say that what videos he should shoot, he definitely need a video for 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. He need that Dirk video, of course the Uzi joint, and one more I would have to say High School, because I think that'd be an actual dope video to shoot if he go back to his old high school, you know what I mean? But that's just me. And you could do Trenches as well. I think that'd be another easy video shot. I mean, seeing how it's a pandemic, it's kind of hard to shoot certain aspects, but I definitely feel like it's enough footage out there of Herb doing what he do to actually shoot the video. But shout out to bro, he dropped a phenomenal album, and he dropped a phenomenal deluxe version of that album. So I don't know what he got planned next for music, but I did hear a rumor, I think him and Uzi supposed to drop a collab project. I mean, that's cool, whatever the case may be. But from the song that I heard with this, I don't really know what to expect with that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like on a lyrical standpoint, Herb is in a different realm than Uzi is. You know what I mean? Unless Uzi just fuck around with some hooks, I really don't know how that's going to work out. You know what I mean? More or less, I feel like Herb should enter Uzi world instead of Uzi trying to enter Herb's world, if you can understand what I'm saying with that. But overall, man, this shit is fire. If you haven't heard it, definitely go check it out. Definitely gonna be one of the albums that should make anybody top whatever list at the end of the year, hands down. You know what I mean? But that's just my thoughts. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. You know what I mean? I think the album cover is pretty dope as well, where it got the flag and the bullets going through it, and you understand what that's about. So shout out to her, man. Great body of work, bro. Y'all be easy.